Okay, so I know that you are going to be seeing Frank for physical therapy. So I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown of what we observed and the assessments that we did for OT. So Frank is 80 years old. He has a previous diagnosis of Parkinson's disease and has recently been diagnosed with a mild stroke. He presents with difficulty with cognitive tasks, balance, strength, and just overall endurance. He does have difficulty completing most ADLs, IADLs, so he has a really hard time. He said getting out of bed in the mornings. He has poor balance and stamina, and so that makes it harder for him to kind of maneuver through his apartment. His apartment is decently cluttered from what we saw. He has items on the countertops and things just sitting in the floor. So we did do quite a few assessments. We did the tug, and he finished in 19 seconds, which we know that 14 seconds or greater indicates a higher risk of falls. He did present with that shuffling gait that we do typically see with Parkinson's disease, and he was observed pushing his walker forward without actually taking a step, so there was that big gap between him and his walker. When we were doing when I was observing him doing ADL tasks, such as like making a drink in the kitchen, he required frequent cues for safety and strategy. So we will get some adaptive things set up for him there. His active range of motion is within functional limits. When we assessed his strength with manual muscle testing, he received a 4 out of 5 on bilateral upper extremities and a 4 minus out of 5 on bilateral lower extremities. So his upper extremity strength is pretty good. He does report with some or he does show some weakness in his lower extremities. He does present with poor endurance, and he reports that as well. He also has some deficits in visual skills, so tracking and convergence. That was a little bit harder for him. It was harder for him to find to once he lost sight of what we were focusing on. It was harder for him to regain sight of that. He did score himself as a 12 point, or he did receive a score of 12.5 on the Parkinson's questionnaire on the emotional state portion of that, which lower scores indicate higher quality. So that was pretty fair. Um, he reported pretty fair emotional state. He does have tremors, which hinders his feeding and ADL completion. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much Frank. Um, and that we just went over just the basic assessments that we did. Like I said, we did do quite a few. So I just wanted to hit on the ones that I felt needed to be focused on the most. Thank you.